Hey everybody, we're going to be looking at 5 ways to be more efficient inside Logic Pro. These are things that I can't live without on a daily basis, and I think that you should be using them too. Let me know in the comments if these are things you're already doing or if you're learning something new today. So the first one is going to be how to load an EQ on your channel without doing anything except for one click. So let me find one of these ones right here. Let's come over to the left side, and where it says EQ on the channel strip, we're just going to click on that box and it brings up the standard channel EQ from inside Logic. Now, if any of you are using other EQs as your main EQ, this won't work for you, but 9 times out of 10, the channel EQ in Logic is good enough to do basic tasks. And then you can use the specialized EQs for things that need the specialized EQ. Okay, that's easy. The second one along the same lines is to add a compressor. Compressor is another tool we use on a daily basis, and the compression in Logic is really powerful. It has 7 different algorithms based off of traditional analog digital equipment and is really great. But all we have to do is click the little gain line, the gain reduction meter, and it will load this into the next open slot on your channel. So it's a really easy way to pull that up. The third way that we can be more efficient is to use something to remove plugins. If you want to just turn them off, you can, of course, just click the power button. But if you want to take them off, hold the command key and click, and it will pop up the eraser, and you can just delete them. So real easy to get EQ, compression, and then if you want to delete those, that easy. Next, I want to look at creating a new track in our project. This actually ties into whichever one is currently selected. So if I have an audio track selected, I can just double click in the gray area below it and another audio track will be selected. If I have an instrument track selected, then another instrument track will be created when you double click. That's a real easy way just to create a new one. You can just click on any of those, double click in the empty space, and you'll have that. If you want to actually have the same track as you already have, like the same settings and everything, then just hold the option and drag it down. And if you want, you can also click on Command D and it will create one with similar settings. The big difference there is that if we use the option to click and drag, everything in the track comes with it. But if you do the Command D, then only the settings on the channel strip come with it. Okay, that's the fourth. The fifth one is perhaps one of my favorites and one that comes from the console world a little bit. In the mixer, if you can get there by pushing X on your typing keyboard, you'll see at the top here we have this thing called sends on faders. The sends are all these things we use here for reverb and potentially for routing different things to buses, submixes, or even if we're doing headphone mixes, we use these. But we can put all of these onto our faders at the bottom. So I push the power key, they switch to gold, this mustard color. And now if I move one of these, it changes the send level. So now I can easily adjust my reverb amounts from each of these tracks. If I had more than one aux, which on this project I don't, then I would just come up to the top and select it, and I could choose different auxes across all of the faders. Now, if you see that these ones don't have anything, it's because there's no send created here, and that's not going out any buses. But this is a great way. Now, if you have a control surface attached and you go into this mode, the nice thing is that the actual faders will represent what's on the sends, and you can adjust all your reverbs using the faders on your control system. If you don't, that's okay. You can always do it with your mouse, and I think it's still a great way to be more efficient. Instead of having to really carefully click on each of these teeny little circles, all of a sudden we have them on our faders. And we can come down and do our long faders, and it will be represented by those as well. So you actually have more ability to easily see what's happening, more definition, and just a nice visual way to tie that all together. Once you're done, you can decide to click that off, and there you go. Okay, that all being said, these are 5 ways to be more efficient using Logic. Real easy ways to just up your game in terms of speed and moving things around and creating new tracks and adjusting your sends. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in more tips like this, make sure A, you subscribe, and B, let me know in the comments and we can do more quick fire things like this.